everybody, how's it going? This is Jacqui Van Ham, your girl in the know for all things motorcycle. Welcome to today's show, everybody. Welcome back, your middle of the week motorcycling event and news and what's going on out here in motorcycle land. I hope you guys are having a great day no matter where you are out there in the world. To all of our regular fans, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. I hope you're having a lovely Wednesday out there. It is beautiful and sunny here in Kentucky. I'm getting ready to go outside and do some chores, find something to work on. Hope you're having a lovely day. To all of our overseas viewers, hola, konnichiwa, guten tag, bonjour, and bonjour. No. So for today's show, a little bit of motorcycling news going on out there. And one of these is like beep, 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 breaking news, because I had mentioned on a program, I think maybe last week, that all of these digital releases for these motorcycles are coming out hot and heavy. Just a couple of weeks ago, Harley-Davidson had their big launch. Suzuki has another launch coming up this in the next couple of days. Harley-Davidson has another launch this month. Honda has a launch this month. Everybody's launching stuff out here on the internets. Suzuki, there was a big shroud of mystery around one of their bikes, and then accidentally their press launch video got leaked out here on the internet like an hour ago. And so I grabbed a little chunk of it. We're going to talk about it on today's show, as well as the news that was just dropped yesterday from our friends at Harley-Davidson. Speaking of Harley-Davidson, their news about their new rewire, hardwire, what the hell's going on at Harley, what are they getting up to, what's their game plan. So that is going to be today's news program. So thank you for tuning in. Make sure you hit that share button and share this video with some of your friends that love hearing about kick-ass motorcycling and motorcycling news and all the good stuff that's going on out here. So let's get down to it. So first things first, like I just mentioned, Harley-Davidson has definitely been a very, very rock and roll ride for the past year or so, with cleaning house at their corporate level, getting rid of a CEO, marketing manager. I mean, all sorts of people were let go last year, and they brought in a gentleman from Germany named Jochen Seitz. And at the very beginning, it was very like slash and burn, cutting programs. The money coming in wasn't as good as they were hoping it would be, not fast enough. So that is what happened last year. Some bikes were dialed back, some bikes were stopped. All sorts of stuff going on out here. And they finally made a little bit of a press release yesterday talking about what their game plan is actually going to be, other than cutting plans. Oh, you can't hear me. Hang on a second. Let me see. You should be able to hear me. It looks like it's running on my side. Can you guys hear me okay? Eli says he can't hear me. Eli, do you just need to turn me up? Hey, let me know if you guys can hear me out there. I can't see. Nobody else is saying it though, so I think we're okay. So anyway, there was a bit of a press release yesterday. 2021 is an important year for Harley-Davidson. Almost a year to the day since former CEO Matt Levatich was sacked, alongside a good chunk of the former execs, and new bossman Jochen Seitz introduced a conservative new plan for recovery. The motor company still has a lot of work to accomplish. It started things slowly in January by confirming which models will be back in its 2021 lineup, which we covered a couple of weeks ago talking about it, and which ones would get the axe. It also confirmed that after over a year, and I mean like well into a year, it's been like 3 years of hyping, the Pan America is finally coming. It's getting its own debut, its own press launch on February 22nd. Harley has now unveiled all the details of its big 5-year strategy called the Hardwire. It isn't nearly as revolutionary as the last time the brand announced it had ideas, but there are a few interesting points worth highlighting. Profit focus by focusing and investing in its strongest, most profitable segments, namely touring, cruisers, and trikes. No big surprise there. Those are all of their heavy, heavy hardware. Those are all very expensive machines with a little bit more margin, a little bit more profitability, right? So they're going to definitely double down on the big bikes. This is kind of bad news for those of you who were maybe hoping Harley-Davidson was going to start releasing some more reasonably priced motorcycles, some smaller displacement motorcycles perhaps. Those are clearly not happening on the new Hardwire plan. They are sticking to their guns. They're building great, big, huge, expensive bikes, and that's where they're sticking at. To be fair, Those are very, very flagship motorcycles for Harley-Davidson. Several years ago, I worked for another motorcycle company, a competitor company, and it was told to me that the Harley-Davidson trike segment, just the trikes that they sold more than all of the motorcycles that this other company sold in an entire year. So this is huge business for them. So it's no big surprise that they're totally doubling down and sticking to their guns. Selective expansion into popular segments, adventure touring and midsize cruiser, which means they're going to be a little bit more conservative, and on its core markets. Lead in the electric segment by creating a separate electric-oriented division. Growth beyond bikes by expanding complementary businesses, including parts and accessories, merchandise, and financial services. No surprise there. Everybody kind of jokingly refers to Harley-Davidson as a t-shirt company with a motorcycling problem, because they do sell tons of parts and accessories. Customer experience by putting them at the forefront and growing the connection with riders and non-riders. And inclusive stakeholder management by aligning employees and shareholders' rewards, encourage a more diversified workforce, creating a sense of community with the dealers, and aim for a net zero environmental impact. The company also unveiled its 2020 Q4 results that are deep in the red, posting total revenue of $531 million for the motorcycling segment, which is down 39% compared to 2019. For all of 2020, Harley is 29% behind the previous year. Sales of new motorcycles dropped worldwide, with a year-over-year difference ranging between -8% in Asia Pacific and -39% in Latin America. Between a challenging year on the motorcycle sales front, a decision to exit a slew of markets, and a decrease in inventory volumes to create more demand, the numbers aren't exactly shocking. The company banks on this new corporate strategy to carefully but steadily grow over the next 5 years. This should ultimately lead to a small but positive single-digit revenue increase. The era of the hardwire has begun. So, and another way of phrasing all of this is that they are doubling down on the big bikes. No big shock there. They are minimizing the efforts that they were going into previously with midsize and with e-bikes, and they're going to also expand and do revenue profit sharing. They're going to do stock sharing with their employees. I believe they're opening that up to 4,500 Harley-Davidson employees. So that's kind of a neat, cool thing. Everybody's got the stock market buzz this past week with everybody going bonkers for the AMC, the Nokia, who was the other one? GameStop stocks. Everyone's losing their mind. Everyone's got like stock market fever this week, it feels like. So announcing that there was going to be a little bit of profit sharing and stock sharing in there as well was kind of some interesting news. In another report, it was Jochen Zeitz explained it as the 70, 20, and 10 plan, which adds up to 100%. So 70% is hunkering down again on those big models, the touring bikes, the trikes. 20% is kind of sticking with what they do, and 10% is going to be dedicated to expanding in basically in e-market segment. So, our e-bike segment. So, that's what's going on for those folks over there. Again, Pan America is going to get its own release on February 22nd. They also teased out during their launch 2 weeks ago that they were going to have another little surprise. There was going to be a bit of an Easter egg in that February 22nd launch. It only makes sense that it's another bike coming off of that new, what is it called? Revolutionary Max, I think is the new engine. The new engine is on your screen right now. It is the Slide. This is the 1250 Custom. So my feeling is that this is the bike that they're going to be featuring in that Pan America launch, because they both share that same engine. And to me, that makes the most sense. So again, speaking of stock fever, this is what just happened this past week when they released their negative numbers and the fact that the numbers are down. Everybody else in power sports, no, I'm going to say everybody else in power sports has absolutely been kicking ass for 2020. Numbers are crazy, crazy through the roof. ATV, UTV are through the roof. Trailers are through the roof. RVs are crazy gone. Motorcycle dealerships are sold out of new bikes, and they're screaming to try to get used bikes in order to have something to sell people, because sales have been through the roof. So it's a total just huge shock, bummer, whatever you want to phrase it, to Harley-Davidson to have released those numbers being in such a slump. So obviously, as you can see, Their stock took a dive this past week. They were hovering around $43 per share. It currently is trading a little bit closer to $33 per share. So this is about $10 down right now. So if it were me and I maybe had some money laying around to put into the stock market, trust you me, Harley-Davidson numbers are going to be down for a little while. This is a little bit of having to take the medicine, and they're just going to kind of have to tighten the belts and suck it up for a little bit. And it's going to be some slash and burn ugliness, but Harley-Davidson is an iconic motorcycle brand. It's not going anywhere. To use a quote, it is too big to fail. So in my mind, perhaps this is an interesting time to think about investing in some Harley-Davidson stock. Has it totally bottomed out yet? I am not sure. I don't know if this is just going to be a bounce or if there is more to go, but this is what just happened. This is just today. I just screen grabbed this just now. So you're seeing that it's down a little bit. So again, maybe you want to take some of that game stonk cash, throw it into something else and diversify. Maybe you want to buy some hog stock. Just saying. So that's what's going on with the folks over at Harley-Davidson. They also released, within the past day or so, a little bit of another Easter egg. The 2021 Harley-Davidson Revival has been certified by the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency. Harley-Davidson announced during its 2021 touring lineup last month, but we can confirm the company has one more model up its sleeve, and we're not talking about the Pan America. 2021 model virtual presentation included a teaser image of a fuel tank console with the word Revival written on it. This is from motorcycle.com, can now confirm that the Harley-Davidson Revival will be a 2021 touring model powered by the Milwaukee 8 engine. The confirmation comes via the EPA, certified the Revival alongside its returning touring models. So this is all interesting news. And again, it is guessed that this bike is going to be in the same vein as the rest of their touring machines because it has that same platform. We don't know when Harley-Davidson will announce the Revival. The company's immediate focus is on launching the Pan America 1250 on February 22nd with that Easter egg of what I think is going to be the 1250 Custom, which is this guy right here, but we're going to all find out on the 22nd. And Harley-Davidson will likely want to put enough space between its very first adventure touring bike and this Revival. So we'll be hearing about this a little bit later on down the road. But this is guesstimated to be in the touring segment. Again, no big surprises because they just announced today that they are doubling down on all of their great big huge touring bikes and their trikes because that is where they have the most profit margins. So that's what's going on with news for Harley-Davidson. This I thought was really interesting. There's been a little bit of a news out here on the internet that the folks over at Suzuki who have their launch on February 5th, which is 2 days from now, there was talk about what are they bringing back? What is underneath the sheet? Nobody knew. And then all of a sudden on the internet, bam! Their teaser video gets sneaked out way ahead of the reveal. This is a cut from the teaser video. Oh, there comes the new Hayabusa. So that is what is going on the 5th. This is your totally behind the scenes sneak peek. This is the new redesigned Hayabusa. It's been off of the Suzuki playlist for a couple of years now. It's got a redesign, obviously. A good-looking, sharp bike. They haven't released in this little teaser video that got leaked out. They did not release any sort of specs, of course, so I don't know horsepower numbers. But of course, it's going to be a great big high horsepower machine. The previous generations, I think, hovered around 195 horsepower, which to you and me sounds like a ton of horsepower. But to the high horsepower performance freaks, that number has been blown by several other machines. So I'm guessing a performance boost, pun intended, a bit of a boost going on for the Hayabusa. And then I just went ahead and just screen grabbed this still image so you can see this is the new Hayabusa that will be released 2 days from now. This is your super early sneak peek scoop out here on the internet. I liberated these images from the folks over at Ride Apart. They got that scoop about an hour ago, so I went ahead and grabbed it to throw it in today's show as well. So that's what's going on for the folks over at Suzuki. Now, as far as events go, it's going to be a little quiet this time of year, always is, especially because there's no trade shows going on right now. There is no Mama Tried or Flat Out Friday coming up in the next couple of weeks, which is a total bummer. They did, by the way, postpone, however you want to phrase it, the event that was supposed to be taking place down in Brazil in 2 weeks, that the middle of February Mama Tried and Flat Out Friday races. That was a custom bike show and flat track races that was going to happen in Brazil. Those have been postponed. Those are not happening. But for this weekend, speaking of all things Wisconsin and all my friends north of the Great Cheese Curd Curtain, this is going on this weekend. This is the High Voltage Ice Races. This is going on February 6th. This is up in Oshkosh, I think. I love this flyer, but man, it needs some more details on it. This is the AMA Ice Race Grand Championship, and it is going, I've got buddies from Wisconsin who just emailed me directly, texted me, asked me if I was going to be at this. I will not. And they let me know that it's going to be a whopping 2 degrees out there. So there's indeed going to be plenty of ice. This is going to be a hell of an event. This event has been delayed, postponed, canceled for several years now because the weather has been so warm up there. Mama Tried a couple of years ago. It was like 65 degrees out. You could be outside without a jacket. It was crazy. Anyway, this year, the polar vortex has landed smack on top of Wisconsin. It is going to be 2 degrees. It is going to be icy. It is going to be cold as hell. And it's going to be some incredible racing. So if you are in Wisconsin, make sure you're putting this on your calendar. Again, this is this weekend. This is February 6th. I believe this is in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. So make sure you go click over to the High Voltage Ice Races social media pages and go get all of the details for yourself. Last but certainly not least, my phone is blowing up about Daytona Bike Week. It is real. It is happening. Companies are going. This is a thing. This is confirmed. I am just firming up my plans to go myself and go to work down there. So this is real. It's coming. It's happening. There's tons of racing going on. Steve Nace just released their calendar the past couple days. There's going to be, of course, tons of modern flat track racing. They're going to have a couple of vintage classes in there as well. I believe they're throwing some hooligan racing in there as well. So there's going to be tons of fun stuff going on down at Daytona Bike Week. So this is happening, and this is going to be at the beginning of March 5th through the 14th. So I wanted to go ahead and give you your little bit of a reminder that is what's coming up. What do you guys think about that out there? Did you guys be able to see and hear me okay? Eli, did you jump back on and figure out your interwebs? Hopefully everybody else was able to enjoy today's show. Nobody else peeked in and said they couldn't hear me, so I'm guessing everything was okay. And I hope you guys have a great day. What do you guys think about that? What do you think about the news for this week? Some Harley-Davidson news, some Hayabusa news, all sorts of stuff going on out here. Well, I'll be back on Friday with another Fun Fact Friday show. So make sure you come on back, hit that notifications on button. You are not going to want to miss it. We'll talk about something fun. We always do on Fridays. We always enjoy some Fun Fact Friday shows. So make sure you come on back. You are not going to want to miss it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Everybody have a great day, and I will see you on Friday. Thanks again to Vroom Retract Vac, vroomyourroom.com. It totally sucks. And it's supposed to. My show partner for the past year. Thank you so much to Vroom Retract Vac, found at h-pproducts.com. TwoStrokeTees.com. I've still got some t-shirts available. Make sure you click on over. It's free shipping in the lower US. Choppertown Nation, I couldn't do these shows without you guys clicking, liking, and sharing all of these videos. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thank you to my buddies at Wolfman Luggage. If you're shopping for luggage, click over to Wolfman Motorcycle Luggage and check it out.